confession, I have never ever drawn with Sharpie pens before. Hello everyone! So yeah, I have used a regular black Sharpie pen, but I have never made art with them, so that is what I'm gonna try to do today. Also, I just want to mention that I have had a couple of very rough weeks. That is why I haven't posted any videos in a while, so if you're wondering why I'm not sounding as cheerful or whatever as I used to, why I sound a little tired, and that is why. That is also why I want to make something easygoing and fun today, like trying out new art supplies. Well, it isn't technically new, but it is new to me, so yeah, let's get started. So I have this delicious Color Burst limited edition set with colors such as Power Pink, Racy Red, Supersonic Yellow, Jet Set Jade, and Brilliant Blue. Sounds lovely, and it looks like a pretty decent color variety. So yeah, I think I can make some kind of art with these. So I do know that Sharpie pens are quite iconic in the stationery art supply world. They are permanent markers, but I'm not exactly sure what they are based of. Anywho, let's open this. Oh, there's a little hole in the back. Yeah, you can definitely smell them through the hole. Oh, I just love the sight of art supplies arranged in color order. So there aren't really any color names on these. How am I supposed to know which one is the Power Pink? Yes, it is this one though. So, alright, let's swatch these. Oh, what a lovely sound. Yeah, this is what the pen looks like if you haven't seen a Sharpie pen before. So the nib is a little thicker, but it do got a pretty fine point. And yeah, they do smell quite a bit. A nice vibrant red. This Power Pink or whatever it's called actually smells a little differently than the other ones. So here we have all the different colors. There aren't really any lighter tones. It is mostly mid-tones and darker tones. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. And I'm wondering how these are to blend, so I'm gonna try that as well. Similar colors blends fairly easy, so let's see if I can blend more contrasting colors. So yeah, that was a little bit tricky, and now we got this pink color all over the place. I do wonder if I can blend these colors in Copic. These two colors definitely don't blend perfectly, but there is a little bit more blending happening with the Copic markers than with the Sharpie markers. But I do wonder though if I can use a Copic colorless blender pen to blend Sharpies. Let's see if I'm gonna ruin the Copic blender. Yeah, there is something happening. That is good to know actually. There is a little bit of a weird texture going on though. Wow, this pink really is everywhere. And it also seems like I can layer the same colors multiple times to achieve a darker or deeper color tone, so that is also good to know. So yeah, I think that is all I need to know about these Sharpie pens. So finally, let's make some art. So this video was actually planned to go out a couple of weeks ago, but as I mentioned before, these past weeks has just been awful. I had to take one of the worst decisions I've made in my entire life. It has just been terrible, and I've been crying my eyes, heart and soul out. But it is getting easier, and I'm feeling a lot better today, right now. This also affected my Inktober project, unfortunately. If you're wondering why I haven't posted in a while on Instagram, that is why. And I don't know if I will be able to complete it now in November instead, so we'll see. Anyway, since this video was planned to go out in mid-October, the artwork turned out a little more Halloweenish, but now the video will come out after Halloween instead, so yeah, happy belated Halloween everyone! I don't know how many drawings and paintings I made over the years with cats sitting in pumpkin patches, but it is quite a few now. I just love drawing pumpkins and I love drawing cats, obviously. They go so well together, I think. The Sharpie colors are also pretty saturated and bright, so I needed to make an illustration where I could fit all of these vibrant tones into. One thing I didn't think about though when choosing to draw pumpkins is that there weren't really any decent pumpkin orange color in this set of Sharpies. There were like 2 reds and 1 red with a little hint of orange. The cap on the marker looks very orange though, and I think that is what's fooled me. I thought I could solve it by drawing with the yellow on top of this reddish orangey color to brighten it up a bit, but it just didn't look that great. But then by accident, or a happy coincidence perhaps, I made these yellow highlights on the pumpkins, which I thought stood out a little too much, so I tried to tone them down a bit with this pinkish fleshy color. And this pink color and the yellow just came together and created the perfect pumpkin color. And yeah, it was a little bit time consuming having to go over the areas twice, first with a yellow and then with a pinkish color, but it was worth it in the end. What I am a little surprised about is that it doesn't look like I've been drawing with 2 different colors on top of each other. Sometimes when you layer markers you can get this splotchy texture, like little specks kind of, but this turned out very even and nice, maybe because I added a darker color on top of a lighter one. And I also just want to mention the line work. I decided to make the line art beforehand. I could have gone for a lineless style to challenge myself a little, but since I had so many smaller details, I was worried it would just blend together to a mush. So I thought it would look nicer with some lines to separate the different colors, but let me know if you think I should do a lineless Sharpie art challenge sometime. So I went into this thinking it would be a challenge, like the Sharpie challenge that people did a couple of years ago, but I honestly don't think it was that much harder to work with these pens than using Copics or any other alcohol-based markers. I was surprised on how even they look on the paper and how smoothly they blended. So yeah, I had a great time using these and it was so much fun working with markers again. I think maybe one of the challenges with drawing with Sharpies is that it is mainly a stationary supply and it isn't really meant from the beginning as an art supply, but now there are so many different colors to use, and as I said, they blend very nicely and the nib is actually pretty decent too. I thought it would be much stiffer and harder to work with, but it feels smooth to draw with. I think the most challenging part though was trying to give this girl something that looks like skin. This fleshy pink color that I used for the pumpkins was a little too saturated and orangey in my opinion, so I tried to scribble with a pen on a piece of plastic and then I painted on the color with a Copic colourless blender pen. It turned out alright, but I thought it looked a little too splotchy, so I ended up going over the whole thing directly with a Sharpie anyway later on, which was a shame since it did actually look better before, but oh well. I struggled a little with the sky in the background, mostly with blending the darkest part at the top with the colors below, but as with all markers, darker colors are harder to blend. I really like how the background turned out and how it ties the whole piece together, especially when I added stars at the end with a white gel pen. It looks so pretty. And And yeah, this whole piece turned out a little oversaturated perhaps. The colors are very bright and I couldn't really tone them down properly without mixing any colors that would make them look muddy. But considering what colors I had to work with, I am really happy with how it turned out. I'm especially happy with the pumpkin leaves, they look so good. This whole process making this drawing reminded me a lot of when I started out using markers in the beginning and my collection was still quite small, so I had a very limited amount of colors to work with, just like today making this piece. I think sometimes you get a little more creative when having less colors to work with. So the only downside I can think of with these pens is the fumes. Oh my gosh, they smell really bad. I caught myself thinking that all of a sudden it smelled extra bad for some reason, and then I realized that I was leaning my head into the same hand where I was holding the cap of the pen that I was working with. So I was sitting and breathing almost directly into it. So yeah, don't sniff the caps of Sharpies or the pen itself, and work in a well-ventilated area if you are planning to use these markers for more than 5 minutes. So yeah, as I said a couple of times now, I am really happy with how this turned out. It was a lot of fun working with Sharpies and I kinda wish I've had them when I was younger. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there is any other art supplies that you would like me to try out, good or bad. Write me a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching and I hope I will see you next time. Keep drawing my happy cats. Bye!